Oh, you know what I was saying the other day?
That's me cheering.
You know what I did the other day?
What?
I go, oh my God, Joel, you're wild.
Ew.
I did. Well, you get the reference, right?
What's that from? What
Are you
that's
joking?
from?
Why would I ever say that in a,
Well, no, but
in an earnest
I
way?
loved it regardless.
No, it's a little
What's it from?
reference, you know, the clip from Dirty Dancing. People love using this.
Oh.
It's like, when my boyfriend says, let's order pizza tonight. And then it's the clip of them in the car and Jennifer Grey saying, you're wild.
Oh my
No,
God.
Sorry, wrong. You're wild.
I was literally, wow.
I said that this week.
That's
in reference
no,
to
that's funny.
Something.
Honestly, that's on me. Like what you just said and did is so funny and beautiful. I didn't get the reference because I don't get videos like that on my algorithm. The things I'm getting are that damn cat stealing the AI cat that I get named Chubby, who steals human babies. The AI Chubby.
What's it called when you make an animal?
An anamorph
Person. Other than an anamorph?
Anthropomorphized.
Yes.
Anthropomorphized cat who steals two children and raises them as his own, but then at one point pulls a knife out, and you think he's gonna cut the human babies up, and he goes like this, and scary music plays, and then it cuts to the next scene, and he's cutting watermelon up for them to eat, and everyone goes, "Aww." Those are the videos I've been getting. So I haven't been getting those.
I am still getting those AI videos of like seals and AI orcas.
Yeah. That's big
having like barnacles washed off of
Oh
them.
God,
but it's
why?
Fake, but it's AI, and it's hard for me because like kind of repetitive, like skin
a little bit
covered
of trippy.
Really fucks me up. So I'm hating that.
Of course. I mean,
oh God, there's another type of video I'm getting that's really heinous.
What?
But I feel like it's right up your alley.
I love it.
And I'm so sickened with myself. I feel like I'm at confession if I
need to know
if I was one of those people who goes.
I'll tell you more of the stuff I've been getting. It's crazy.
Well, are you getting dandruff removal?
Oh,
with one of those like lice brush.
Am I getting dandruff removal?
You're seeking it out.
I'm seeking it. I'm watching children.
The way they're wrenching off. I can't even.
Yes, psoriasis.
Honestly,
removal,
I can't talk about it.
You know what I've been seeing. Dematting videos where people are in the hospital for a few weeks and their hair gets matted and then they have to go get dematted. Yeah, and then I know it has kind of a sad twinge to it, but. The dematting is great. Like, but
it's kind of like
bedhead. Well,
no
bed sores.
Bed sores.
Yeah, but make it head. Well, and that's where bedhead came from.
Yeah.
And
fuck, that's really gross that's happening.
Yeah, and
why are they not brushing the hair?
Don't know. It's not. Well, they're busy.
I guess hair brushing is low on the list.
They're busy
in triage.
Yeah, in the pit, hair brushing is low on the list.
Oh my God, those ASMR artists who do hair brushing.
Yes,
we should
partner with hospital.
Yes.
Well, there is someone who's actually doing that, which I know.
For ASMR?
Yeah, basically they make YouTube videos of helping people that have.
I thought of that.
I know you did. I was just here with you. Whatever that person is doing is parallel thinking. And so you should still go with your idea. The thing I wanted to say, though, is I've been watching children have lice removed. I've been seeking that out. I've been seeking it out. I've been watching children get lice removed from their heads.
Oh, God.
And I watch them go take the comb and pull the lice out. And I go, this is good.
Knowing these things about you and that you're watching your pimple
lice
popping and your lice.
Not even pimples.
We're whatever.
Full MRSA now.
You would be front row at the hanging in the town square.
Yeah, I would.
Front row center. There every single week, a regular.
Yeah. Well, it's my job.
You have your own box.
Well, I'm working there.
You have
it's
your
a comedy
own box. Oh, you host
box seats.
You host it.
Well, I'm the host. I would have box seats to every hanging for sure.
She has a box.
I
have a box. I'm actually going to be away at the cottage this weekend. Do you want my box
It's
seats?
how I network with people is I invite them to come to the box. Like that's how I invite companies and stuff. Yeah, I'd have box seats to the executions of the 1600s for sure. And I would say the same thing every week. Baby girl. I'd say the same thing every week. If it's going to happen anyways, might as well watch. That would be sort of my moral justification for it. I can't stop it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I might as well watch. I'm also watching MRSA Extraction, which is where they take a scalpel and slice open someone's wound and let MRSA come out of it.
What's MRSA?
Let MRSA come out of
MRSA?
it. Lord have MRSA. MRSA, staph infection. Staph infections is what I'm watching.
Oh my God. What color is that?
I call it
liquid.
staph party. Green and gray.
Yeah, that's my kind of staff party.
I go office party, more like a staff party.
Okay, that's
all staff.
Okay,
meeting.
we need to change.
We have an all staff meeting, and it's just me watching YouTube videos for 6 hours.
I can't.
So that's what I've been watching. Plus, I have AI videos of pasta turning into baby puppies, and then back into pasta. Hello, my love. What's the matter? You're restless. Aww. Can we catch a fart on tape? No.
She's stretching.
You need your bone? What's the matter? So I don't have any other housekeeping for this week. We had a banana.
You haven't even fucking welcomed my ass back.
When the hell? You're the one who told me that you don't like when I do that.
I just flew across from. I'm saying back
welcome.
to this country.
I said welcome. I said welcome back. I came in. I said welcome the hell back. No, I didn't.
No.
Well, welcome back because Olivia's back. From the UK.
You freaking miss my ass even?
You know what UK to me is? Whenever I hear the phrase UK, I always think it's someone going, you okay? Question mark? You okay? So that's what I want to say to you. Not you're back. You okay?
No.
Why not? Didn't you have a good trip? Tell me about it.
Yeah, but it's hard to be back.
Why? You don't want to live here.
Ever heard of JL?
JL?
Jet lag.
I told you.
I have JL syndrome.
Yeah, of course you do. Did you have it going there?
No.
That's crazy. That's the crazy part.
No.
Flying that way is supposed to give you such horrible jet lag.
Oh,
coming back this way,
I did have a 3-hour nap as soon as I got there.
That's like normal though.
But coming home,
yeah,
I've been getting up at 4 a.m. every single day. Then I'm kind of like up watching TV / on my phone till 9.
Yeah.
And then...
Okay, this is sounding like a day in the life for me.
But then I fall back asleep till like 4 p.m.
Right.
And then your whole day is ruined.
That's... Honestly, though...
You just call that a Monday?
That's called a Monday. And I did use ChatGPT as my therapist for 10 minutes the other day. Just 10 minutes. I know I'm polluting. My computer was so hot. I know. But why is she a she? She told me that just because you're an entrepreneur and you're not working between the hours of 9 to 5 consistently doesn't mean that the work happening outside that time isn't work. I know. And so what I'm saying to you is...
Time is a construct.
Time's a construct. Just because you're starting your day at 5 p.m. doesn't mean you're less...
No, it does.
How?
No, it does, because then I wake up, I actually feel horrendous. Yeah. I actually still feel tired. Sick, yeah. I actually still go to bed at like 11.
I do think circadian-wise, your body is probably floored with what's been happening.
Oh, it's like friggin'... What's worse than cuckoo bananas?
I don't know. And I don't know. And that scares me.
So that's been hard for me as someone who already suffers from, Did
I tell you?
Perpetual sluggishness syndrome.
Yeah, slug syndrome.
Yeah.
I also have slug syndrome. I winked at Liv, but I didn't do it at the camera. Slug syndrome. I'll let you guess what that is when I say it.
Ew, it's like being slimy and gross and dirty.
Worse than that. So the big thing I wanted to say with jet lag was when I went to Germany, and I was in a museum of very sensitive topics, I was hit with a wave of J lag so bad because it was my first day.
We call it JL.
JL. I was hit. Yeah, boom, right away in Berlin too.
What a great way to kick off a trip.
Spots. And so we were there, and I genuinely cross-eyed reading a bunch of information. I'm cross-eyed with fatigue, and I turn and I look for the nearest G can, garbage can, to puke, because I've been lagged so badly by a jet that I'm now like nauseous and unable to function. It wasn't fatigue. This is what people don't get with fatigue. People go, you have fatigue? Oh, take a nap. I go, I'm gonna wring your neck.
What it is? You know what it is?
It's not just being tired.
Let me speak for both of us.
It's brain
as
bumping,
2 women
puking,
suffering deeply from this problem.
Yeah,
that is yet to be formally diagnosed.
Whatever it is, they're going to get it.
Hopefully, in our lifetime,
they will.
They find
a cure for us.
But until then, the only way I can describe it to someone for the both of us would be, when you go out in the cold and you come back in and you say, it's in my bones.
I'm chilled to the bone.
I have a cold that's so deep into my bones.
You're a fisherman. You're out all day.
That's
in the
the
cold.
Sleepiness.
Yeah.
The sleepiness is so deeply entrenched.
And I say this
into our veins.
And I say this poetically.
I was going to say fat, but I went with veins.
Well.
And the fat.
Well,
and there's a comorbidity actually. With other health issues, but
here's the other thing too about fatigue, chronic. Well, and it's not chronic fatigue syndrome, but
no, it's not. But until we don't have the.
I don't have a doctor behind me saying
we don't have the language.
I have the verbiage.
We don't have the verbiage.
I've never had the verbiage. And so the thing about being this level of fatigue baseline is that when you get a J lag like that, J-Lo, when you get a J-L like that, and you're in a,
they say J-Law,
and you're in a museum, it's not just sleepiness, it's puking, it's diarrhea-ing. Sorry, and it is, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore because I'm sick of having.
Yeah, you usually always sugarcoat gross details.
Everyone,
but you're probably fed up with it now.
One thing about me is I'm nothing if not polite in a polite society.
You're always biting your tongue and sparing people the details, the gross details.
And I have such a way with words. I'm so concise and I'm so
eloquent
and articulate and
proper. British,
gently delivering some news to people. Yeah. But what I am going to say is when you get jet lag and you already have a fatigue issue, it's in your soul. It's in your
veins,
holes.
Yeah.
It's in your body. It's in your brain. It's in your bones. Sometimes I can't decipher the sleepiness from me and where the sleepiness ends and I begin.
We are...
I'm
a different iteration
of
too much tuna.
Yeah, totally. It's
a new spin on
a new hot take on it, if we're pitching this.
Yeah.
And so on that
note, wretched women. Okay, well,
I'm so glad
let's turn it up.
Yeah, let's crank up. Don't.
Switching vibes all together into a full-blown party.
Yeah, I'm having a party right now.
As I said earlier, something brought me to not to my knees, brought me
from your knees.
Hypothetically, kind of, from my knees, actually. Yeah. Jumping into the air, even.
Yes.
If I were to ever jump, which, as I've said on the pod, I've learned that at this age to jump...
To jump is to
potentially...
To jump is to hurt.
To
jump is to...
To jump is to potentially
injure.
Unalive. Because of the weight with which you come back down.
Yes.
It'll shatter both ankles.
Bones, knees.
I told that story of when I jumped to get something from the top of the fridge.
Yeah.
I shattered every bone in my leg coming back down off the 30 milli...
Yeah. The stool. The baby stool.
this is how much air there was,
dude.
And anyway, we're falling back into.
You want to talk about a vertical?
We're slipping back. We're slipping back, and I must hold our ground firm into this new frontier of positivity.
I'm sorry, but when you hit 25,
no, I brought it.
You don't
I brought
have a vertical, and your feet do not leave the ground when you jump anymore.
Something
I don't know what that is.
Brought me to saying what I said earlier. There will be though, because that's our next segment. To reference a fun little internet meme where I said, "Yeah, you're wild."
Oh my god,
I know,
that's where we went.
It's horrendous.
Tange.
And you know what it was?
What
was that? Picture this: we were both butt naked. Joel and I are at home. It's a Monday, my favorite day of the week, and
she's anti-Garfield.
No, I'm anti. I fucking hate that guy. Yeah, I love Mondays.
But you like lasagna?
No, I hate it.
Right.
I actually.
She's Field Gar.
No, I'm his nemesis. He's mine.
You're normal. You're normal.
Anyway, fuck that guy. So I love Mondays. Yeah. So we're home.
I hate lasagna. I fucking love Mondays.
We're home on a Monday. We both have. Joel had an interview thing earlier that morning that he'd been like dying to get over with.
Obsessed.
Nervous. So happy it's done. I'm in my classic Monday coma, watching shows endlessly, drool coming out of my mouth, snacks everywhere. And this man, who I love, I know, Dublin, comes out of the blue and he goes, "Is this crazy?
What?
What if we went to Eastside Mario's?"
Oh my God. Yeah.
What if you and I got a car... because it necessitates a car for where this freaking ass place is.
Wow.
What if we got a car and we drove to Eastside Mario's?
And then, and you did it.
He may as well have proposed.
I was about to say.
The joy.
Did he put a ring in that baked feta pasta after? Because that's a big deal.
It was so, it was monumental.
Well, I think it's akin to a parent being like, "Do you want to go for ice cream?" It's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was unexpected. It was spur of the moment, but it was everything I wanted.
That's the most romantic fucking shit I've ever heard in my life.
Him and I had a freaking blast right from the car ride.
No,
we're playing radio roulette.
These fools don't understand the way to my heart. Take me to a fucking chain restaurant.
And an Eastside Mario's at that.
And a rare one at that. A Rainforest Cafe. And I'll, honestly...
Sorry.
I'll suck your dick. For the Rainforest Cafe? I'll SD.
I'm not going there.
I'll suck D for the Rainforest Cafe.
I don't SD until... Anyway, so...
Everybody
knows that one of the things that is so special about ESM...
Bottomless bread.
Yeah. Bottomless bread, and and it's not just any old bread. We're talking a warm,
hot
garlic, butter loaf.
You been to ESL
Tiny
before?
Loaf.
ESM. We should actually.
Becky, this loaf on a little tiny wooden cutting board. With some butter and a knife served.
And they don't even need
endless,
butter.
Bottomless, Becky.
Bottomless. They keep coming back and they say, "You look like you need more." You don't even have to ask. What's the matter? You want to get down?
I know. The bottomless bread gets me emotional. And what's also crazy is that unexpectedly, and I say this as someone who barely wants to eat one salad, let alone bottomless salad.
And they do have bottomless salad.
And they have bottomless salad. And you'll never believe, you actually want to eat this salad.
Yes. What'd you get? House or sea?
I got the garden. Joel got the sea. The garden?
Yeah.
With the little hot pepper?
Yeah. And so I need to ask you two things. I have two talking points.
Yes, of course.
First one is, do you consider ESM the Olive Garden of Canada?
No, because honestly,
you've seen what Olive Garden is doing
multiple times.
Hot dogs with flags.
Doesn't compare.
Yeah,
doesn't compare.
Olive Garden's doing hot dogs on linguine with flags in it and ketchup. Eastside Mario's is doing chain, but make it Italian. They're not doing family style. They're not doing anything elevated. They're doing chain, but they're doing it right. And they're not doing hot dog.
They're doing it right consistently.
Yeah. Consistent.
Like that salad
that's what social media is about.
Is the same as it was when I would get it as a kid.
Yeah. That salad's the same as it was the day that I came home from the hospital.
No, totally. That bowl is exactly the same.
The same cutlery. It's the same menus. It's the same.
It's the same little hot pepper that you see in your salad.
Yeah. It's recycled. And I love that about them. So that was my first question. My second question about ESM is, when you picture the concept of bottomless, do you think of a hole in the ground? Or do you think of like a clear tube with an unlimited hookup to supply?
Neither.
What do you think of when you think of the concept of bottomless?
Me feeling sick.
Okay, so you jump right ahead to sort of the effect. Yeah. When I think of the term bottomless, I think of a clear tube that goes so far into the earth and you just keep eating from it.
And that's what I love about you.
And I would love to know conceptually and abstractly.
Your beautiful mind.
I'm really been having a lot of times this week where I go, wow, I do think different.
Yeah, and I do be thinking different.
And not good, but do be different. Okay, great. Well,
I'm about to blow your mind though, because
there's
of course. I will say, I love my ESM, and I'll travel till the ends of the border of Toronto to get there, and pay to get a car. You got it. The menu is probably the least vegetarian friendly menu on the planet.
Yeah.
You have about one singular option.
Yeah.
But the thing about this place is that, guys, it's not about the mains.
No, it's never.
Frankly.
And that's the life of a vegetarian.
I don't give a damn about the main.
Sing it, sister, because
the main is irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Ironically, the main is the minor.
The main is actually the
the main is actually the
we'll punch it up.
Irrelevant.
Well, Becky,
what's the opposite?
Punch this up till we get the joke and just cut right to the joke.
The main
is actually the minor. The main is actually
the main building.
Bane.
The main is actually the side.
When you're a vegetarian, what's going to be happening is your mains, they're not actually going to be a main concern.
Yeah.
They're going to be
minor.
Minor.
Because guys,
because sides are where
you've already had 50 loaves.
Yeah.
You've already
and Jesus said
50 loaves.
Well, and that is the thing about Eastside Mario's. They do have Jesus working there in the back, and that is where the bottomless bread comes from.
Sending food out with a robot.
It's wedding
now.
Oh God. Okay.
Robot.
It's wedding of Cana style. Jesus is back there. They go, Jesus, we've got 50 more loaves. And he goes, oh my God. And he's sweating. He's back there making the bottomless bread. And then they go, Jesus, we need more red wine and fish. He goes, oh my God. They go, Jesus, we need more baked feta pasta. He goes, that's a bit above my pay grade. Because Jesus only does the bread, wine, and fish.
See, I didn't go to Catholic school.
He doesn't do baked feta. He doesn't let baked feta multiply.
He's a garde manger. He doesn't. He's not the
That's
chef.
a bit. He's not doing the pesto linguine with baked mozzarella.
Well, I did.
He goes, I can't multiply that.
I did a penne with arrabbiata.
Yeah, you love arrabbiata.
And I do. Spicy tomato. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, I don't. It's fine.
The way you said that was just
because you don't have GERD. You don't have GERD, so it is what it is, and that's the life
you can't
I live.
have that because of the acidity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I live drenched in hot sauce. So anyway, the main was honestly, frankly, less than.
It's an
it was
a blink,
an even
a moment.
sadder version of a pasta I would make at home. It was nothing. I could have made one better at home, but again. That doesn't matter.
No, it never matters.
I don't give a rat's because those loaves, which, my man
Yeah.
was providing.
Yeah.
He kept, can we get another? I was like, because I'm not willing to do that.
Of course.
Me, my nature is like, that's obscene to ask. Yeah. And I will not be that person.
I'm obsessed with
and
that.
I will be devastated because I want to. More,
well, you want it,
but I'm not going to ask.
Well, Sean and I are the same at an Italian restaurant when they only give you like one little tiny piece of bread, but then there's olive oil and balsamic at the table. I go, get me 5 loaves.
No,
this should come with.
That's like when we went to Parallel and we got a big hummus, and it's like 1 pita bread. For
but
us?
asking for bread teaches you to be brave. It actually for real does.
Well, and to be shameless,
brave, and I'm me, and I'm coming out world. I'm me, and I want more bread every time you come to my table, and I don't want to see you without bread in your hands. The next time you come back, you better have bread. And I used to be scared, and I'm not that scared little girl anymore. And that's what bottomless bread at East Irises has taught me.
And I wasn't there, but thankfully Joel is. And
what a strong, and that's having a strong man in your life.
The last thing I will say about this is that there's a new twist happening.
Okay.
And I don't know if this has come across your desk.
I'm sure it hasn't.
Because just when you thought they couldn't do it better.
Yeah.
We're adding a third bottomless.
Oh my God.
Because Becky.
Oh my God. What is it?
Something maybe Becky isn't understanding is that automatically, if you order a main, you're getting bottomless salad. Choose Garden or Caesar.
It's free.
You're getting bottomless bread. And then you're getting bottomless soup.
Italian wedding?
It was
Garden.
It was tomato, which is what I got.
Love.
Some other thing.
Probably Italian wedding though, eh?
Maybe a minestrone or of that.
Oh, fuck, I love minestrone.
And then some creamy thing that Joel got. 3 options for a bottomless soup. And now you're having a tomato soup with a freaking garlic loaf.
You know what's crazy too? I say, this salad, this bread, and this soup, that's all I need. I don't need the main. Hold the main.
Pack it up.
Pack the main up to go. And I'm giving it away on the street.
Oh, and now, and $3.99 gets you a bottomless mocktail. Guys, it just doesn't stop over there.
Listen, the thing about
I had a bottomless lavender.
Yeah.
Like Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
This thing was bright.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yes, Becky, like I'm enamored with ESM.
You want to go to Eastside Mario's too? Pop of the week. Well, we have it.
So
what did you bring?
I'm running a show this week.
Oh, I'm scared.
With POW.
Okay.
It was actually the night of ESM.
Okay.
I
were inspired
to a little shop.
Yeah, of course.
That I will mention afterwards.
Okay.
That was also a huge treat. And I picked out a little selection, and today I wanted to do a little blind taste.
We're doing a blind taste test. I'm scared. I don't know what.
I haven't tried this either.
Oh my God, I'm scared. It's a double blind test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except, I know what it is.
Set me up. Okay, so you.
What do you mean? Set you up? It's in your cup. Drink it.
So you bought it at a shop.
I bought it at a shop.
Okay, just first glance, I do think it's green.
No. Here, sorry, look at mine.
Okay, so first glance,
it is.
It's royal blue.
Yeah, it's royal neon blue.
It's royal neon. Well, it's 90s blue raspberry flit color. 90s blue raspberry color. I would say, is it? Can I guess? From sniff, is it an icy?
No.
Okay, a melted icy.
Well, just try it.
It's definitely blue raspberry.
just try it. Take a take a big gulp. Fill your mouth. Actually, down it. Chug it.
Okay, that is blue raspberry. That is blue raspberry Jolly
As
Rancher
who
pop.
knows what it is.
Yeah. Am I close?
Just took my first sip.
Yeah. Am I close?
I'm underwhelmed.
blueberry.
So I'm going to confess that possibly inspired by YouTubers and kid influencers.
Okay.
I came here today with a little smirking devil emoji.
Yes.
So excited to prank you.
Okay.
So excited to prank you to the point that I was thinking about it last night, imagining your reaction. I messaged Becky. I said, don't send a message about what you see in the fridge.
Oh my God.
Because I was I was sitting here on the edge of my seat watching you to take a drink.
That's excited. So disappointing because I like that.
That's so, and isn't that karma? Because I wanted you to hate it.
Oh no.
I wanted you to do a spit take.
No, that as a kid, that was my favorite flavor. When I went to get slushies, ices, it was that.
It's not about the flavor.
Oh, okay. What's it about? The color? What is it? Oh God, is it like anthrax? Okay.
So it's going to go ahead and be Warhead.
Wow.
Soda.
Okay, so this is a Warhead soda.
So I was hoping it would take you out. It would assassinate you of the mouth.
Okay, so not diet.
No, it's not diet. It's far from it.
I was jazzed because I thought that was a diet pop.
I got it at the B Barn.
Got it at bulk. Okay. So I thought this was...
see, I go for B Barn. So then you choose bulk.
Yeah. The thing you're not saying. Yeah. So you went to bulk and you got this. Okay.
I went to B Boss.
So first I'm
so underwhelmed. This is hardly sour.
Well, this is like an unboxing thing where you thought the gift was going to be really good and the kid goes, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I'll play it. The issue with this is kind of tainting the Warhead name for me. Warhead, more like slight fight.
Warhead, more like kids in a sandbox.
Warhead, more like cold Warhead because nothing's really happening.
I bet if I knew history,
you'd have good ones.
Hard.
Warhead,
be funny as fuck.
Warhead, more like passive aggressive words exchanged. Head,
yeah, okay,
because that's on the far end of the spectrum. You know, if fighting is a spectrum, war is one end, and Warhead, more like
two divorcees sitting with a moderator, with a court-appointed moderator. This is the most underwhelming bullshit.
I would say that's less sour than most pops I have.
Yeah. And as someone who loves to drink water with about a quart of lemon juice in it, this ain't shit.
That's not even matching up. So Warhead's...
This isn't even giving a hint of like, you know, when your mouth is like...
Zing. That's the bad zing.
That's a different variety of zing.
This is like... My mouth's already forgotten that it's had it.
Yeah.
I'll drink more.
If anything, it has a clean kind of flavor.
I was kind of worried because I thought this was diet. And I was like, I guess I've got a new pop going on. But it's not. That's so underwhelming. I can't even tell you how non-sour that is.
That may as well be I put a whoopee cushion under your thing and it malfunctioned. It didn't make a peep.
The pig's blood didn't even pour. Carrie pig's blood prank.
And now I have prank blue balls.
Prank blue balls we've discussed before.
We have? Mm-hmm. Damn.
Is very
what
real.
Haven't we discussed?
It's so funny.
Fuck.
It's so funny also how that's...
Well, now I'm going to have to put Joel's hand in a
cold
glass of water in his sleep tonight.
I think it's a warm glass.
Oh, a warm glass.
He just gets scared. Did you pee? No.
No, my hand's cold.
I will say I am having like a heart reaction.
Oh, okay, we're getting there. That's something.
I wonder if that's gas.
Heart pains?
Heart pains,
oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh God, I'm like one of those, like that guy that has a heart attack on stage and dies. I am having heart pains from the Warhead. So maybe actually...
I think it's just indigestion. I'm kind of having like...
Maybe the biological Warhead fare
wages internally
is... and that's... Okay. And that's how war has progressed. When we were little kids, Warheads up front, offense.
In your mouth.
But now the battle's actually being fought
in your gut,
further down.
Yeah,
and the mouth is actually the Trojan horse.
Weathered. It's seen something.
The mouth is now we're doing drone attacks in the body. The mouth is sort of your traditional battlefield, dead.
The mouth
Nothing's
is
happening.
Standing.
It's a red herring.
Wall with a cigarette, legs crossed. Yeah.
I'm also like,
been there, done that.
have I lost taste buds?
Yeah.
Anywho, I have something in my eye,
well,
but please don't let that
freaking
detract.
blows.
I'm so sorry.
That blows.
I'm so sorry because I know you were really excited about that.
Okay, could she look sadder?
Yeah, I know. She does this a lot.
She's straight up doing
Well, she learned from me.
Full-fledged depression.
Yeah. She mirrors her mom a lot.
Head. Hi.
She mirrors her mother a lot. Sorry, again, I have something in my eye that's really driving me nuts.
God, we've got a lot.
I know, we've got tech issues, but also human issues.
Circumstantial issues.
This is horrible. I'm so sorry.
Environmental.
I start crying.
Problems.
And it gets the thing out of my eye. Wow. Anyways, that's really sad.
All we got.
Well, war,
sad.
what is it good for? I don't know, because I'm not tasting anything. My brain doesn't even remember that flavor. That's how I'm not even going to get a canker sore from that.
There was a
but I
green apple, and I tend to think it must have packed a little bit more of a punch, but even still. Anyway, well, that was a bust.
I've had more sour pops at my Nana's house.
Yeah.
I've had more
This is your grandma's.
This is your grandma.
Iced tea.
This wouldn't knock her off her feet. Your grandma could drink this and be fine.
Your baby could drink it, frankly.
Wait. It says you can put formula in this. Well, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that you came in with energy, with a prank, with fun, with flavor, with fanfare.
It's the most giddy I've felt in decades.
Wow. I'm really sad. I'm really sad for you.
It brought back a childlike mischievousness.
And I'm sad for the Warhead man, because I don't think his mind's getting blown like that these days.
No.
I think his mind is just fine.
Well, yeah, they're phoning it in with these.
He doesn't actually look as upset as he did when I was a kid.
No.
He looks fine. And maybe that's what life's all about, things getting worse as you get older.
Oh, God, woke culture.
We
can't even have a Warhead pop that makes...
The experience of sour was canceled.
Making Warhead pop, friggin' Coca-Cola, basically.
The experience of sour?
It's
canceled.
Too much. Yeah, it's
sour
canceled.
Got canceled.
In my day, a Warhead would take you out.
If you didn't have at least 3 canker sores after a Warhead, it wouldn't a real Warhead.
A Warhead is a butterscotch candy.
Is it a Warhead? That's basically milk.
A Werther's.
Blueberry
Warhead,
milk.
More like a Werther's nowadays.
We're like a Warhead.
Anyway.
Well, that's a disappointing pop of the week, and that's going to be Warhead Pop.
Wouldn't recommend.
I mean, wouldn't recommend. And that's unfortunate. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
And honestly, wouldn't recommend trying to prank it.
And don't
as a grown adult.
And guys,
woman.
this is actually a PSA about pranking.
Leave it to the preteen influencers.
Sure, pranks can get dangerous. Pranks have other issues with them. Pranks are mean, but the worst thing a prank can do is break your own damn heart.
Yeah.
And fire back. Okay, so let's talk what we're here to talk about today. Which is Vampire Diaries. We watched the first episode of season 1 of Vampire Diaries. That's what we're going to chat to you about for the last half hour ish. And the biggest thing for me,
it's kind of Eastside Mario's style.
Yeah,
it's like the main.
We top load it.
Movie,
yeah, we front load it.
The show is kind of the minor.
The show's the minor. The main is
the arrabbiata pasta.
The main is the bottomless bread, aka Dublin freaking out. Us talking for too long about Eastside Mario's and food in general. We probably should switch to a food podcast at some point, I think officially. But for now, we will be continuing to review movies and media. Okay, so I watched season 1.
I also watched.
We watched season 1, episode 1 of Vampire Diaries. I always want to start by asking you this. What did the show mean to you?
Nothing.
When did you start watching it? University?
Not barely at all.
Have you seen the whole thing?
No.
Okay. Did you read the books?
No.
Okay.
Saw a couple eps here and there.
Yeah.
Meant nothing to me.
Love that. I do actually have a little bit of meaning with this.
Oh.
This show came out when I was in high school, I believe grade 12. And I watched it at a time where Twilight was still fresh. It was still new because it was post-Twilight. and I still had a boner for vampires.
Yeah.
And while this didn't quench my thirst in the same way as Twilight,
you were chasing the dragon.
I was exactly.
Yeah.
And for real, I was this time chasing that dragon of Twilight.
And you can never get that high again.
Never.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Your tolerance is built up. So you're going to watch Vampire Diaries after seeing Twilight. You've already got a tolerance for vampire.
Yeah.
You're going to need way more vampire than that.
And True Blood, too.
Yeah. And so I watch Vampire Diaries. I go kind of immediately like, this is lame. This is network TV. It's not gritty like my beloved Twilight, which isn't gritty at all. But
yet, by
comparison,
comparison,
we're not as clean.
Yeah.
True Blood. We're saying the F-bomb? Yeah, that's way cooler.
Yeah.
We're seeing them
Alexander Skarsgård.
and we're seeing them F.
Yeah. Oh.
Bomb.
It's the HBO vampire.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so this little network show wasn't really doing it for me, but I did have a lot of hang-ups about how hot this cast was. I found
they're a bit too polished for my liking.
I found Ian Somerhalder at that time. I went, that's a perfect man.
Sorry, the way I just reacted is as if he's a troll.
I know.
He's an objectively
he's
attractive
literally
man,
an Adonis.
but he's
gorgeous.
He's a pretty boy.
But
if anything, between the two,
I know.
What's his face?
Stefan Salvador.
What's his
Paul Wesley?
What's his God given?
Paul
Wesley.
Wesley.
Oh, that's so unsatisfying.
Or Wesley Paul.
That's not what I was thinking. Anyway, him.
Yeah,
he would be my choice.
Wow. Because I came into this today.
I'm sorry, but have you seen pictures of Ian Somerhalder?
Yeah.
Midsomerhalder. Wearing like hats with Nikki Reed. Hats.
Okay, so I mean,
him and Nikki Reed are wearing hats.
Listen,
they've got dream catchers.
I have seen the dream catchers. Yes,
their
yes,
scarves probably. It's
it's Joshua Tree. I've seen it.
That's a boner killer.
Personality aside, pure look, pure sculpted, God-given clay. What are you feeling? That's crazy.
He's got Lego boy hair to me.
Well, the hair in the first episode's not great either. It gets a lot better.
But I'll give him the B of the D.
Yeah.
Maybe later seasons.
Yeah.
But I will say in this up.
Totally. And
he's no, and why do I go to Supernatural? But like Jensen Ackles.
Right.
Way better.
Right.
Why should they be compared? No reason. Well, I guess brothers. I guess brothers. And naughty brother.
One naughty brother.
One nice boy brother trying to do better and do good. One bad boy brother coming out of the woodworks.
See, and that's why I thought you would have liked Damon, because you love a bad boy.
He wasn't reading Bad Boy to me. It felt inauthentic.
Okay.
It felt poser.
Nothing's worse than a bad boy who's not actually bad.
Nothing is worse.
Right. Okay. I see that and I get that and I see you and I hear you and I actually I take that note.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Now I'm wondering, did you feel any
push pull towards one or the other?
Canadian
with Nina?
Career actor jealousy with Nina.
No
professional jealousy.
No professional jealousy.
Canadians.
There are certain people that I will clock and go, you are on a league that I'll never reach look-wise. Physical appearance-wise, I go, that's a no-brainer. In a way that
you don't feel competitiveness.
Couldn't.
Right.
It would be like competing with God himself or an angel, or competing with Michael Phelps for swimming.
Her akin to God, or
or Michael Phelps for swimming, like I just said, which I don't know swimming.
I think she's won an Oscar probably. Right?
And now acting separate category, but looks.
Oh, we're talking looks.
Yeah. I just think she's one of the prettiest people ever, and I think with that pretty privilege, I can't compete. I can't compare myself. And so I didn't. Is that crazy to say? That's an admission. That's a confession. It's an admission. Some people are so beautiful that the world opens up for them. Is that sad?
me and producer Becky.
What are you guys thinking? Like, I can't read your minds.
This woman has such this, and by this woman I mean you, such deep facial dysmorphia. It's unparalleled. You literally see a Disney troll when you look in the mirror, and it's
troll
crazy.
In Central Park. Yeah,
you see Fiona Shrek.
Yeah, I'm Shrek Fiona.
It's
Fiona
like,
Shrek. But Fiona, do you guys
Fiona last name Shrek?
Fiona, her author name Fiona, Shrek. But do you? Would her last name be Shrek? But do you guys?
Yeah, wait,
Shrek Fiona.
Would her last name be Shrek?
She takes his first name after they.
Whatever.
Okay, that's canceled. Fiona.
It's just Fiona.
Princess
Madonna.
Fiona.
Yeah.
Madonna.
Anyway, Shrek, I hate it.
Whatever, I'm
we
Shrek.
Should do that on the pod, actually.
I'm Shrek, Fiona. And no, because Shrek's the last.
I consider you in the same league as
No.
Nina.
I think Nina Dobrev is one of the most gorgeous women.
That's beautiful how you're saying that. Dobrev.
And now how would you say it?
Nina Dobrev.
Okay.
Dobrev.
I think she's one of the most beautiful people. And so I remember being in grade 12, seeing that and going, no chance in hell. Oh. And my brain, and actually kind of in a healthy way, my brain going, don't even try. Don't even look at her IMDb or her age to compare yourself to it. Don't even look at what she did on Degrassi. It's not worth it, kid. That was what my brain did. Does that check out? I'm being honest. It's called being honest and fucking relatable and authentic. And I feel like both of you right now are giving me eyes that I've said something wrong. And and every week this has been happening. And I'm going to punch both of you in the face. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to take this and smack both your freaking heads off like in Hereditary.
Oh no, is this doing anything?
I'm for sure blue.
Are my teeth blue?
I'm blue.
Dubba-dee, dubba-die.
Blue, dubba-dee, dubba-die. I would die if I was green.
Because I'm going out after. I'm going to the club after. I'm going out.
It's 4 p.m.
I'm going out
Stick
after.
Stick your tongue. You're blue.
Shut up.
Baby blue.
Well, tongue I don't worry
Well,
about.
you're light blue.
Tongue is no one's business.
Periwinkle. Yeah, so that's, I have.
Okay, so the answer is no.
No.
Great.
No. And so, but watching this show was very much like, I didn't really get it. My friends are obsessed with it and loved it. I had a friend that was like into it.
It has, right? Huge.
It has a massive fan base. Yeah. I never read the books. I don't know much about that world. But I had a friend who was very into it, and my sister, I think, watched the whole thing as well. So there were definitely certain people that I remember being like, "Yes, we love Vampire Diaries."
Like, would it be the OC?
No.
Okay, because I'm like, that's crazy.
It would be their like Supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah, where they were like, "This is the show that." Whatever. And I also feel like this was definitely, maybe it came out in grade 11, because I also feel like a lot of people had these guys as their MSN
Lockers?
picks.
Oh.
You know when you would have like a random celebrity as your MSN pick?
Well, mine would be like Lindsay Lohan.
Mine would be Nicole Richie from that. Richie, yeah, of course, sure. Obviously. Or randomly Taylor moms and skateboarding.
Oh.
I think I was trying to trick people that it was
What's
me.
A funky switch about? Oh. Catfish?
By omission. I wouldn't say that's a pic of me skateboarding.
But if they
make
that assumption
that blonde girl that you can't really see her face on a skateboard is me in the summer skateboarding, that's on them. Yeah, so I do feel like this was just catching us right before adulthood, when vampires sort of no longer held this sort of trance over us. But I think I watched the full first season, because I do know certain things that
How many seasons are there?
Do
you know?
No. And I was never a super fan, and I think it jumps the shark, obviously, like every network show does eventually. But there was something, again, that gets you hot and horny about a vampire, and especially two and their brothers. At one point in my... No, not them together. Not at the same time.
Well, hot and horny, and of course, there's brothers, so...
Well, I've been watching White Lotus. Oh, these two brothers should have been in White Lotus. Obsessed. I love that. He's a people pleaser. I loved that. So yeah, there was something about two hot vampires that still I gravitated towards.
I mean, straight up, we all can agree. vampires,
hot,
inherently sexual, always rock and roll, which to me is going to be inherently sexual.
They're always leather.
They're always punk. They're always leather. They're always rock and roll. They're always cool.
Wearing bottom eyeliner.
They're cool.
Yeah. Vampires
and it's
are
like,
cool.
That is always their brand.
And they're tortured. And sorry, nothing makes me
They're soulful. They're tortured. There's also an archetype that I love with my vampires.
Yeah.
With my vamps.
Say vamp. Yeah.
Is this,
you can say it.
This type. Vampires famously have an incredible sense of humor. You know exactly the type I'm talking about.
The thing about a vamp.
The thing about his some vampires are going to be, they're going to be sarcastic.
Sardonic.
Kind of sexy, mischievous, jokey.
Yes. Because they're going to be saying lines, throwing things away. They're going to be referring to how long they've been alive.
You're going to have your straight man vampires.
Absolutely.
Bill.
Stefan.
Straight man. Alexander Skarsgård. Comedian.
Okay.
Twilight. Robert. Straight man.
Yeah.
Comedian. The one who's always with Ashley Greene. Maybe he's kind of silly.
Kellen Lutz.
Also the bad vampires.
Well, they're kind of like Roman.
They're
gang.
More funny,
biblically.
What's the one that just came out with Lily Rose Depp?
Nosferatu.
That vampire's hilarious. The way he's like always doing pranks at night, like calling her name and stuff.
I do feel like Nosferatu coming out naked, that was a prank. When his dick, when he comes out coffin style, famously, and his dink is out.
Funny.
That is like really funny. That was like a prank on set. They didn't even talk about that, but like that's like what vampires do. Like hot, funny pranksters, sardonic, sarcastic.
And that's why I gravitate towards them. I have an innate need to prank.
Of course. And I do also think like, we're getting jokes about how long they've been around, but we're also getting jokes about like thirsty. And
I made a joke like that in here because vampires, they're so lustful.
They are.
And they're always saying things like, I need her. And I go, this guy's thirsty.
Okay, and that's where it came from. That's where the term thirsty came from, guys, because you all thought it was a sex thing, but actually it's a vampire sex thing. Where they're thirsty to suck blood. Similar to how,
there's always going to be that one. So Ian Midsommar is kind of that.
Yeah.
He's that.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that.
I love that.
So
I love to laugh. I obviously love that.
Listen, I love a leather jacket and I love to laugh and I love getting
sucked
out of my neck.
It's devilish sense of humor.
It's that devil emoji.
And Alexander Skarsgård epitomizes it. Oh my God. Another example. Spike. Buffy.
Of course, Spike and Buffy.
He is the OG devilish comedian.
Yeah. Because to be around for so long and be tortured every day and depressed.
Well, to get through life.
It's the perfect storm.
To get through an eternity, you have to be able to laugh. You gotta be able to make jokes and laugh at yourself. And joke about the things around you.
Think of the comedians we know. The funniest parts about them are that they're tortured. Yeah. Imagine now being tortured for 500 years. That's going to make us some good soup. Some good comedian soup.
Adversity causes humor. Adversity causes humor. I actually think that's probably a bad thing to advocate for.
Famously, it's really troubling actually. Okay, so one thing about this first episode, we're hitting all the hot spots for me. I actually don't have a ton of notes. I have a lot of over sort of, I tried to make big banner statements versus like Cron, because I'm watching and I'm going,
oh, we open with a prank.
Well, we do open with a vampire prank.
A classic vampire prank.
Here's the thing about it, well, I'll do the PSI. This is a PSI. If you're watching a show and a young couple is driving down a foggy street and they get murdered, you might be watching a vampire show. Yeah. Every vampire show starts. A young couple, foggy night. They're in love. They're coming back from somewhere. They're fiddling with the radio and they're not paying attention. Something happened. They get killed.
That's a tale as old as time.
That is, well,
literally
in the case of vampire.
Yeah.
That is so classic. That is so. It's how True Blood starts. It's how probably Twilight starts.
It's
everything.
Yeah.
And this show is no exception. I say one thing about the vamps in this show, I feel like they leave a lot of meat on the bone, aka blood. So we see this a couple times. We see some people get sucked from their neck. And these vampires will, in this show, the style of suck is they bite in and they leave everything.
Right.
There's so much blood left to suck.
Yeah, they're not subscribing to that kind of
eat every clean plate Rangers.
Well, yeah, it's this ethos of
clean your plate.
We're gonna sacrifice something.
Use every part of the animal.
Use every part.
Totally. They don't. They just make a tiny cut, do a little bit of a drink, and that's it.
It's very gratuitous.
It's wasteful. Yeah, it's greedy. It's wasteful. I also think it's unfair. I mean, it's
like when I'm cracking Diet Cokes, I take 2 sips, I leave it, I let it get flat,
wasteful.
I open a new one.
That's wasteful.
That's vampire-esque behavior.
Your Vampire Diary of the Diet Coke world. That's horrible.
Yeah.
And also, it is vampire-esque because the way you open a Diet Coke, you grab it
teeth.
with your 2 canines. And you suck 2 sucks from it.
Yeah, it's like that
and then
thing
put it
you
down.
used to open the apple juice tins. Why were apple juices always being put in like a fucking tin and you got a maple syrup, tap it?
Nothing makes you feel more like we lived in the 1920s than juice being in those fucking tins. Yeah.
With that tool.
With a tool.
It necessitated a tapper tool that you had to have in your home.
A tapper. Listen, we tapped the apple juice tin back in the day.
Yeah.
The same way you tap a Diet Coke, the same way these vampires tap a neck. They tap, 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 tap like a maple syrup tree, take 2 sips, done. That's insane to me. Another thing about this show is that we have dead parents.
That's what I was about
Classic.
to say.
We've got the Harry Potter.
Honestly,
we've got the Harry Potter in her.
It was like getting me my back up.
Totally.
It's like her parents are dead.
His parents are dead. There doesn't seem to be a damn parent in this whole town.
This was the era of dead parents.
Totally.
And to the point where I'm saying representation for kids with parents.
Absolutely. They're the odd ones out.
Represent on screen kids who have a parent or 2.
Well, my mom used to.
It's completely alienating.
I told you my mom used to get upset when I'd watch shows with dead parents because she thought I would get ideas.
Yeah.
She didn't like me reading Harry Potter. And I went,
my mom loves
do you think it's witchcraft?
Joke. My mom loves making that joke.
She was scared I would kill her. Yeah.
No, that's what my mom makes that joke.
Don't
it's like a Dateline where if we were watching the Jennifer,
of course, Pan.
What did Jennifer do? My mom would say, "Don't get any ideas."
And I do the opposite. I send my parents the Jennifer Pan story, and I say, "Y'all better shape up." Y'all better shape up. They didn't support their daughter. Y'all better shape up. Okay, so one fun thing to know also when kids' parents die and like there's trouble at home, like trouble kids, they do be drinking coffee.
Oh,
that's a big sign.
Oh, I didn't.
Little teens drinking coffee. Things aren't good at home.
Oh shit.
That's TV show land. Vampire is not vaccinated, so Stefan shows up to school. Stefan show up to school. Guidance counselor goes, "You can't start here. You're not vaccinated." I go, Okay.
Little does she know, this guy survived the Black Plague.
I was about to say, little does she know, 15 years later in 2025,
the measles, the mumps, polio.
She'd be having the same convo with actual students and not with vampires.
Yes.
So okay, he's anti-vax.
He does show up. Rude dude, cool dude, leather jacket. That's another thing.
With vampires, a tiny hoodie.
Leather.
Yeah. Crushed leather.
Great.
Really
I
wrinkly.
Love that.
Really
I prefer
wrinkly.
that to a Danier dad. To a Danier dad. Untouched by weather. Untouched by time.
Yeah, a Danier dad going through a midlife crisis on a moped.
I want my leather jacket to look like it was run over for 50 years.
Yeah. No, I get it. His is a little too crumply for me.
I love crushed.
It's a bit of a wrapper, but candy. Wrap up crumb candy. However, he shows up to school. He's not vaccinated, but then he just lies to her and says, I am vaccinated. And I don't know what we call it in the show. He uses the glimmering. When the vampire look you in the eye and go, actually, you might want to check that again. That's what he do. I just came so self-conscious. I'm not wearing a bra right now.
What is that called again?
Glamoring.
Trancing. Is that what it is? Glamour?
When the vampire looks at you like this and goes, check your records again.
Hypnotizing, kind of.
Yeah. So he do that. I find this cast actually works together really well for a network show. I was impressed. Yeah. I was in a good mood today. I was handing out compliments.
Also, I'm noticing as they're all kind of in the hallway.
Yeah.
This is the era of plain primary color tees.
Yes. Let's wear jeans that are low. Love it. Let's wear a tight t-shirt. Basically bodycon.
Yeah.
Basically bodycon, but cotton t-shirt.
Plain. Not a graphic in sight.
Not fitted. Bodycon, basically. With a jacket. With a damn jacket.
Or some sort of sweater.
Or some sort of cardigan.
That's a blazer.
I feel like that was a time where everyone was kind of like, do you guys know what fashion is? And everyone was like, no, we don't know what to do. And it was like, okay, stay the course then. Just wear a cardigan over a shirt with jean. But I wore uniforms to high school also. So that also really helped me.
I was definitely doing this plain white. Or sorry, not white. Never white. Plain, like red
shirt. Yeah. They sold those at Garage a lot too.
And it's crazy that today I actually am basically wearing plain.
No, that's got lines. That's got texture.
I know, but that's the closest I got, like plain.
That's as plain as you'll get.
I'm graphic tee girl.
Of course.
I gotta have some type of graphics, basically distracting from the physical form.
Yeah. Well, I won't even show.
I want as much graphic happening.
Keep it busy.
To obstruct, to distract.
Absolutely.
To
yes.
Smoke
to trick
screen.
the eye.
Yeah, to trick the eye. I want your eye following the words on the screen, not the shape of my figure. And not that you could unless
guys,
you had
my graphics
an X-ray
down here.
machine, because the shirt is 10 times oversized. It's an XXL.
You would need X-ray glasses to see my figure under the shirts I'm doling out these days. Yeah. And I'm proud of that. Loud and proud.
I'm proud of that too.
I have a shirt that goes down to my knees. A shirt. Sorry, someone's running from...
I have a shirt that could cloak my whole family.
I have a shirt. I have a shirt. You could put in a boat. You could sail with it.
You could put it in a boat?
You could pick up wind with it. You hold it like this, you're flying. And those are the shirts I only wear now, and I love them. However, not the case here.
Not now.
I say the fog during the day, making me laugh. I do say, do you think Nina Dobrev...
Fog can exist during the day.
I know, but not when it's
Ever
sunny
had an
out.
early morning relay
race,
cross country practice?
Why was cross country always foggy? Why do we share that memory? Why was children's grade 4 cross country always foggy?
A morning run through a dewy field.
We're going to Christie Conservation Area. We're doing the cross country run where all the other schools come.
At a place called MacArthur Park.
Bruce?
Oh, too soon.
Too soon. I won't riff on that. It's too soon. But the joke that I introduced and then immediately pulled back on. We went to Christie Conservation Area and we ran around a pond.
Esther Shiner.
Okay. I'll give you a shiner. Christie Conservation Area, ran around a pond, always foggy. Every cross country.
Yeah.
And one time I ran so hard I could taste blood in my lungs, but I came 18th.
You could taste blood in your lungs?
Yeah. Now, this is another case of should she rule the school because she's so pretty? But I say honestly, everyone on this show is quite good looking. So
I don't
maybe
believe
not.
anyone should rule the school. That's just me.
And I know the rules. And I know the real world is that when you're good looking, you rule the school. Automatically. No matter personality. And that's just life, baby. And you better get with the program or get shit or get off
It's
the
just
pot.
biology. If you're hot, you're going to rule the school.
I have a fun joke. He keeps showing up and disappearing when they meet. I go, talk about ghosting.
But he's not a ghost.
But I do think Vampire and Ghost has fun crossover.
Okay. They're both Halloween.
I say, talk about ghosting. This guy invented it.
Again, it's like
Halloween.
Yeah, but they're not really ghosts.
Halloween. Well, I guess in some ways vampires are ghosts.
Sure, they're
the
colleagues.
person they should have been.
They're colleagues.
They're a living. Yeah, they're colleagues. You're right. I say, why are kids at a bar? Stop putting kids in bars in TV shows.
What? I didn't even know what to
call
what this venue was.
The Grill. I guess it's like a Jack Astor's. We would hang at a Jack Astor's too. We would hang out at Jack Astor's and get beer and cheddar soup, and I'd pretend to be drunk off of it.
God.
But like, we didn't have a grill we'd go to.
Yeah, they're playing pool. It actually kind of is looking like that
teen zone, teen club,
horrible bar at Dundas Square. That there used to be a comedy thing at.
Oh yeah,
beside Brass Rail.
Yes. What is that called?
Oh my God, what is that place called? It's been there for a long time.
Poppers?
No. Anyway, it was kind of reminding me of that.
Yeah, I don't think kids should be in bars, should be put in bars, and should be hanging out at bars. Put them at someone's basement.
Put them behind bars.
Honestly?
They're so annoying.
Honestly, this vampire is so old, hooking up with a teenager. He should be behind bars. I say I feel really bad for the boyfriend that gets dumped, only because I see so much of myself in him.
The Letterman jacket?
Well, sort of pining after someone and going like, doing this, going like this. She just needs to be alone, right? It's been 6 months since you've broken up. They just need to be on their own, right? Yeah, I guess we still have a chick. Seeing them with a new person.
Maybe I still have a chance. I couldn't even do it.
This is like...
Maybe I still have a chance.
That was good acting. That was good. Going like this. Wait, they just need to be on their own? Okay, so maybe in a few months I'll still have... Seeing them dating a new person. They've been dating a new person for 2 months. Oh.
It's like a really hot 40-year-old man who's apparently a high schooler.
In a crunched leather jacket. Yeah, so I was seeing a lot of myself in Matt because that did happen to me quattros times, I believe.
Oh, how much were you?
In high school. Where I would not think that someone was dating and I would think we were dating actually. And then I'd see them holding hands and going, oh. And someone would go, yeah, they've been together for like 6 weeks. And I'd go, oh, yeah, no, I knew that. And that's good. And I'm actually fine about it.
I think your dating life was way more fruitful than mine. I know. I'm like in high school, I didn't have such an illustrious dating life.
I was hopping. I was one to the next to the next. But
that's one word for it.
But I would also say illustrious is kind because I also think a lot of my dating life was...
Right, imaginary. It was Munchausen for dating. Okay, how much were you moving and grooving to?
All the songs. Take a deep breath to get the air.
If I could make a deal with God and get him to trade our places, keep running up that hill.
This is a very soulful, very slow cover of Kate Bush's Running Up the Hill.
The OC. It's of course the OC.
Now this show did copy the OC in a lot of ways where they would feature like 3 or 4 really good songs each episode.
the musical guy from the OC.
Mick G, not his name. We love that. Okay, I say the teacher bullying them all was laughing at that. Oh. So her parents have just died. This teacher comes up to her, he goes, I don't give a fuck that your parents are dead. If you don't get the next question right, you're a fucking loser.
I missed that somehow.
I'm giggling at that.
Whoa.
Teachers, and that's what we need. I'd rather have my teachers bullying students than the opposite. Sleeping with them. Which we're seeing a lot of in the news right now.
Oh my God, it's rampant.
There's about 7.
No, it's rampant. It's crazy.
In our area.
Young women. Attractive.
A lot of women.
20-something women. Oh, we can't even go down this road.
We can't. But there are scary things happening.
Okay.
Happening in this
world. Know what's making me laugh?
Let's hear.
When he finds the picture of Nina taken at a Western portrait studio at Wonderland.
So we find an 1800s picture of a woman named Catherine who is Nina Dobrev's doppelganger.
Yeah.
And that's why these 2 boys are obsessed with her, because they loved Catherine, who's dead, and Elena looks like her. Yada yada. Now,
is she her? Is she a descendant of her?
I can't remember. There's a doppelganger thing, but then the spirit of Katerina comes into Nina Dobrev at one part. But I don't know if she's dead or not, actually. But it's fine. I think she might have turned into a vampire. Listen, why do I have this knowledge? And I shouldn't.
Okay,
but
Bonnie?
that picture is taken Canada's Wonderland.
Oh, fully.
Paramount's Canada's Wonderland.
Sepia tone
with a fake gun and a hat
and a bustier.
Man, those Canada Wonderland old Wild Wild West pictures, nothing funnier, honestly.
Those are cool.
Those are so
I never got one of those.
I would rather do that.
I never got one of those.
Me neither. We got to take Becky. We got to rent a car and take Becky
to
Canada.
I haven't been to my old stomping grounds. It's my old stomping grounds. I would love to revisit.
I would hit it up for food right now.
I don't know.
Tail? I don't know.
A beaver tail?
A beaver tail? A Nana's beaver tail? That's a sex move. That's fully a sex move. That's when you 69. No, I'm not going to say. Oh, Nana's beaver. Terrible.
Beaver tail.
Because I actually don't know how my body would react on a roller coaster is what I wanted to finish. I don't. I think I might die. Honestly, I think I'd have like spontaneous combustion.
Hold on. Can I text my friend?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm getting worried.
We're almost done. We'll be done in 10. We'll be done in 10. Mark my words. So we go to a bush party, and one of the main things I have here is there's definitely something parallel with vampire fall in love with teenage girl. We all loved that. We all swooned. We all got hot and horny for it. However, there is definitely a parallel with teenage girl dating older man who takes her away from fun friend developing proper development of a teenage brain. These vampire boyfriends are always coming to regular kid parties and taking these teenage girls. Let's go talk over here.
Yeah, but they're frozen in time.
Are they though? Is their brain? Is their brain?
Honestly, again, if we only have 10 minutes, which we do, because I do have plans,
we can't get into the ethics of a vampire. That's get into the dating a young girl.
The ethics of. Well, the body
is young, but
the mind is hundreds of years old, and we can't.
But there is something about like older boyfriend taking girl away from her friends, which is something we see IRL.
Yeah, it's basically grooming.
It's grooming. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about that. If they're at a bush party, I say that's a lot more believable. But this gazebo, I love this setup. I would love a gazebo in the woods to hang out in.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All the settings are kind of like, what? How do you have this set up?
It does get Gilmore Girly in the sense of like this town really has a lot going on.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of carnivals and festivals and dances constantly happening. Quaint. And I do find that cozy as fuck.
Oh, it's cute that a vampire would choose
tiny.
Oh, I want this kind of little Americana tiny town.
Yeah. I want to go to the school
which is
dance.
Interesting because you would think in a city,
well, you'd blend it.
They'd be better off.
Totally.
People in a small town, everyone knows each other.
Absolutely.
So
and why would you want to go there?
The second something happens to someone, everyone knows. In a city, you could disappear in a second, no one think of you.
Oh, I'm sure vampires live in the city.
Also,
in
it's
real
like
life.
Underground, kind of cool. Yeah, they can fit in. Anyway,
I'm sure vampires live in the city in real life, comma.
Yeah.
I'm sure one
They're at raves.
I'm sure one works at Spadina Green McDonald's.
Oh, I think one is a doorman at Dakota Tavern.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm glad we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They're real.
Vampires are real.
Vampire in the city.
Okay,
Babe,
so
pig in the city. Vampire. Pig in the city.
Okay, Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie.
Let's talk about Bonnie.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Bonnie. Okay, it's so funny when she's like, Bonnie's having something going on. She has her own psychic type of power. We're seeing she has some kind of psychic ability.
Well, I was worried she was getting into that schizophrenic mania that people that are too into astrology are kind of falling into, spiritual psychosis.
Oh,
but
I haven't really looked that much into that.
I'll send you into that.
Please do.
Yes, I will.
No, she's like, she has some kind of like what vision. It's like she has some kind of vision.
Yeah,
and then she goes to Nina. Nina's like, "What's wrong with you? Are you okay?" She goes, "No, I'm just drunk. I didn't have a psychic vision. Anyway, I'm fine."
I love that.
And I'm like, Bonnie, no one thought you did.
You sold yourself out.
Nina thought you were having a mental.
She thought you were having spiritual psychosis.
Yeah.
And lean into it.
Yeah.
Let the spiritual psychosis be your out while you explore. Are you psychic? Because I was laughing at that too, because what a fun thing to do to your friend, and that's a good prank for you. We both touched the Warhead can like that together, and I go,
and Freaky Friday happens. Oh,
and then I put it down and I go, Olivia, I just had a vision that you're gonna eat pasta with a friend later.
That's funny.
And then I go, sorry, I'm just really drunk.
Another classic prank. My friend Morgan.
Prank. That's what happens on the show.
My friend Morgan did that. If you're going to pay for your friend's dinner, I'm going to do this one tonight.
Let's hear it.
I'm excited. I take the bill.
Yeah.
I go, no, I got this. It's my treat. Take the bill. You do this.
You look at it.
Hilarious.
That's a
classic.
Good bit. That's a good bit. You know, it's another classic bit. A set of parents that are dead, and how did they die? Driving off a bridge into a lake.
Yeah.
That's the most classic.
Well, and the kid always survives.
All of these shows, supernatural shows.
Yeah.
We've got someone driving off a car.
Except for Supernatural, where the mother dies in a fire as she's pinned to the ceiling of her bedroom.
That is true. That is true. And that was
classic type of death.
That's a separate class for sure. But we do have a ton of parents driving off bridges into the lake.
Yeah.
I say, whoa, the hookup gone wrong takes a dark turn.
Okay, you know what I said, and this is kind of like funny, and I feel like people say this. It's like, an attempted rape. I didn't have that on my bingo card for this episode.
For season 1, episode 1.
It felt like such a stark change in the tone of the show.
Totally. It was like, oh, we're doing serious stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I know. And then we also have...
I almost think that it's only because we're watching it now.
Totally.
That it feels that way.
Right.
It's like...
Because it's not edgy.
Then... Well, we probably wouldn't have even construed it as being that severe. It's like, well, but he didn't.
Well, or it would have been like...
He just wanted to hook up with her and they didn't.
Oh, he was aggressive? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Totally. And now it's like...
Scary.
Okay, so my last notes are... Okay, I say randomly, imagine you gave birth to 2 sons and they were both hot like this. Why did I say that?
Why
did I write that down?
I don't want to go with
why
that.
did I write that down?
I burned that paper. I burned that paper. Okay, so she's
got to be an unfinished thought. I really need to tell myself
her and Vampire.
Yeah,
her and Vampire. She's like, she's explaining why things didn't work out with Letterman.
Yeah.
And not the late night
comma David
with Letterman jacket, and she's at a loss for words of like, how do I articulate like why, what wasn't there? And he goes, it wasn't passionate. She goes, that's exactly what it is. We just didn't have that passion. And I'm like, okay, as a teenager.
Oh, I was gobbling that shit up. As a teenager.
I don't even think I'd ever said the word passion.
Oh,
it's
no.
like, that's so not in the curriculum.
The lexicon.
It's like, that's
the curriculum, yeah.
Passion?
Totally.
No, that's for a divorcee talking about her affair.
Passions, the TV show with Teresa
exactly.
and the doll. Totally.
Teenagers? Oh, there's just no passion between it.
Okay, so I think at my...
He didn't want to go to Mama's Pizza with me.
Totally. But at my school, it was... Passion was code for...
Sex.
But also toxic relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Like, that word was misused. It was like, oh my God, they're just passionate. Two people screaming at each other at a party, throwing a beer bottle at each other.
Yeah.
They're so passionate.
Yeah.
They're so heated and in love.
There was just no passion.
They're so passionate for they have so much passion for each other. It's like, maybe we should stop this.
Yeah.
I think that got misused. And then my final note is the two brothers fight because Stefan's like, get out of town, and Damon's like, no. And they do big fighting scene.
Oh.
And
it didn't actually look as bad as I expected it to.
No, and they kept it in the dark.
FX-wise?
Smart.
Yeah.
And the boys fight, and then he goes, the mean brother wins, and he goes, ever since you stopped eating humans, you're weak. Of course you're weaker than me. And I go, that's how I feel as a vegetarian. I look at all these people around me. I don't subscribe
to that.
And I go, these meat eaters are all stronger than me. I'm sitting here like E.T. in the fucking river. That has
nothing to do with vegetarianism. And I refuse to.
But I'm a bad vegetarian.
That has to do with other factors. Again, the undiagnosed.
Okay, good.
Happening.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, the brothers fighting.
The ring.
The ring, I'm like, if he were
a ring, he can
part
go out
of
in
this
the sun.
World?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't love that. That feels like a writing cheat.
They have a lot of. Well, it's like Motherload on Sims. These guys have a lot of cheats. They're vampires, but they can go out in the sun. They don't need to eat blood and humans.
Yeah.
They can live like normal people.
Oh, they can put on an invisibility cloak. Is like a ring.
Totally.
They can put on a ring, and then
they have a magic ring, and they can go outside, and then also they don't need to eat blood, and also they can still go into someone's house no matter. It's like, well, then they're just a person then.
Yeah.
They're not even a vamp.
Yeah, the ring thing
totally
felt like, oh, okay, you don't need to
stop.
You don't need to make up little rules
that
aren't in the lore.
Stop.
Just stop. Don't fix what ain't broke.
Stop.
Just use the classics.
Totally.
You know? And then
what's your last
note? Thing was like they talking about the writers and the devices they liked to use. The voiceover. The
diary voiceover
of diary voiceover was not loving that.
It's hard.
Woof
doggy.
Especially when so she's writing in her diary. Voiceovers happening.
It's a terrible teenage monologue.
We're also getting the fray.
Yeah.
Playing. You can never say never. We'll say how he Okay. She's like sitting in the nook of her window, like writing.
And her writing is, Dear Diary, today I pretended to smile, but I didn't mean it.
And she is reading it. So it's very incongruous with this like really emotional song. And then it switches over to him speaking. But then at one point they speak in unison. Oh.
Listen, it feels like
Dipey.
I want more vampire, less diaries. More
Vampire Diaries. Is that an every week thing?
I'm not sure. I think they get rid of it, but I do think that's why that device is there.
Diaries. Oh.
So I think that's why that device is there. But but watching it this time was the first time I connected that. So
whoa.
More vampire, less diary.
Okay.
That's my final note.
Okay. And I agree with that.
Well, thank you so much for listening. That was 30-13 for this week. Thank you. We love you so much. Dublin is now passed out. Things are well. Yeah,
From
me
depression.
No, she's fine. She's crying.
Cried herself to sleep.
We love you so much. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe if you can. I'm Maddy Foley. This is Live Colic. This is 30-13. Obviously, you've just watched the full thing. Also, follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Like our clips, whatever. You guys know what to do. Just please help us. Begging, please help us. We don't have a sign off for the show. We always make one up though. I think if we had one this week, mine would just be, I don't know what mine would be.
Mine would be, you can never say it.
Mine would be, I don't know. Think about the pop.
More vampire, less
diary.
diaries.
Yeah.
So
next week we'll see you. And just remember for this coming week, more vampire, less diary. I think we all need a little bit of that in our lives. We'll see you later. Bye. Take care.